All right, as you guys know, it's Monday. January 12th is the ending period for the Monday market report for the week. Hope everyone's having a great start to the week and kind of a little bit of a week off from great collections. And it's the same as last year because the Florida Fun Show is currently going live right now. I believe that Great Collections, their organization, is at the show currently. So typically during some of these bigger events, these national coin shows, they're not going to have the biggest, I guess, pieces, to auction off on that corresponding weekend. And then that time is right now. So even still, we have quite a nice, healthy selection of coins. A lot of people were messaging me and they're telling me, well, Sean, this is all well and good. This is great. I love what you do with the Monday Market Report, but I'm kind of sick and tired of registry sets. I got great news. We have a little bit of a reprieve from that because we have a lot of the other stuff, kind of like the investability, the coins that are casually collected. We have a fair amount of it. It doesn't mean that they sell for a lot less, but there's less emphasis on those high-powered registry sets that have taken over the game, and even going into 2025, it is still a topic of conversation in the hobby. How much crazier can it get? I think we've only seen a little bit of the potential. There's still a lot more that can go on that will really blow this thing up to epic proportions. And I think by the time that news hits, we're going to have more people getting into registry sets, and that's where the real news is going to break wide open. So I want to thank you guys for tuning on in. Again, we're going to be looking at greatcollections.com. We generally focus on these videos on what we call the modern era. All the coins are graded. The date range is from the year 1900 all the way up to the current date. And this will best represent of how the market's doing at its modern kind of level. Because if the modern market's doing pretty well, then, we can make the argument that the rest of the market and all the other sub markets are performing admirably as well. Okay, that's what I love about the modern market is it truly is a barometer check, across the entire industry. All right, so we're going to take a look at these here momentarily. Whatnot, again, I wanted to emphasize this. I sell on this platform with great success, but not only that, we have a pretty big promotion that we are going to be launching on March 4th. We're going to be giving away a lot of coins. You come and participate. If you're an active buyer or a collector of coins and you're buying from me on this platform, we are going to be rewarding those folks that come in and buy from us. The rewards tier system has been phenomenal. The new quarter of the rewards tier breaks on March 4th. Okay, and then it's going to run concurrently for 90 days. And then at the end of the 90 days, we're going to do a pretty epic giveaway. The top prize is going to be a 1-ounce gold eagle for one lucky someone. And that's all just being, a willing participant of one of the hottest social media live auction platforms today, and that's Whatnot. So we do shows every Friday, as you guys know, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern start time. We have great giveaways every single stream. We have some of the most epic coins that you could possibly ask for, all in one show. As you can see, there's a QR code right on screen. You could use that to sign up. When you sign up using that QR code, you're signing up under me. If you sign up under me, I will give you $15 off your first collectible, whatever that may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be from me either. You can buy from any one of the sellers on the platform. I also have my referral link pinned in the comments section of this video. Come check it out. I think you guys will like it. I know a lot of people are quite addicted to how the platform works, the live auction kind of platforming. There's nothing else like it. It's kind of an extension of what eBay was going to be and whatnot. Was the first one, I guess, to capitalize on that technology, and it is awesome. Really enjoying it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the coins from Great Collections. Again, a relatively modest showcase of coins here. But as light as it is on the money aspect of it, it's still very rich in collectability. Starting out with a 1977 S Lincoln Memorial Cent, and as you can tell, this one is quite not built like the rest of them. This one is actually a proof struck coin, highlighted by just the just incredible quality that this one portrays. A lot of extra attention was given to the dies to create what is going to be a direct to the U.S. Mint collectible that even today can still be purchased for a little bit of money. You could add something really neat to your collection. Now, this particular one right here, I wanted to highlight this one because it came out as a perfect proof 70 grade. In the Sheldon scale, which is the grading system for coins, and paper money as well. Your grade point kind of levels, you start out at 1, which is poor, and then the highest grade is 70, which is pristine, perfect, whatever you want to call it. It's a perfect 70. So this particular one also showing what they call DCAM, and that stands for Deep Cameo. You have the really rich, frosty, bright devices offset against the dark mirrored fields of the coin, and that's what creates deep cameo effects. And again, that's something that you generally only see on proof struck coins. This particular one right here ended up selling last night for $1,265.62. It's my understanding that the later 70s Lincoln cents, they all tend to be relatively common in proof 70. So your 77, 8s, and 9s exist in pretty big fat numbers at the top grade there. All right, so the next one that we have here is, I called it the Big League coin. That's really not all that rare, and it's not. I've personally found a few of these in bankrolls over the years, and considering that I've been a hobby and roll hunting for over 25 years right now, tells you a lot. I've been through a lot of inventory, so obviously I have some pretty good odds at finding some of the big coins like this one here. This is the 1972 Lincoln cent featuring the doubled die obverse. This is the FS 101 when it comes to cherry picker's guide speak. That is the catalog number for this particular coin. Now, one look at the obverse of the coin, that's the front, and you'll see exactly why this one is at the very top of the annals of every Lincoln cent enthusiast. They have to add one of these to their collection. And I've had some pretty fine specimens myself that I've sold over the years. My most recent one I sold last year, and it was a really pretty toned one as well. Graded to the 9s. It was awesome. So yeah, a lot of robust doubling in the date, Liberty, the motto. I mean, this one generally doesn't need any introduction. A 67 red isn't the top grade, but I wanted to let you guys know that the market is still quite strong and healthy for this one, as it's sold for $2,143.12. We have the 1960D coming up next here. Probably kind of a registry set coin based off of its high grade. It's the large date variant of this particular coin. Came out as a 67 red, and you can see large date right on the label there. So I'm happy to report this one sold for $1,715.62. And again, it's my belief that this is not the top pop grade. I believe there are a few 67 pluses in the census that will command a much higher price tag than this one here. And those are truly registry set gems in every sense of the word. So another nice sale here. Okay, and then we have to go back a few decades to this 1931S, one of the marquee key dates, I suppose, as you could say, with a mintage under 1 million. A lot of people knew that this one was a key date, even back in 1931 when it was released. So, with that being said, a lot of them were preserved at high grade levels. All right, it wasn't uncommon to hear about either rolls or bank bags of these existing during this time that ended up getting bought and just hoarded and just saved up, put into a box, and then, that's it until someone finds it. So, we're still talking about grade here. Condition is still very sensitive across a lot of the earlier dates of Lincoln cents, even the ones that came to be, expected. This one right here is a 66 red, which is a very good grade. This is fantastic. It's nowhere near close to the top pop grade. This is also an NGC graded example, and I'm going to say that this one sold for $1,890. Again, there's a lot to love here. It's a highly collectible coin across all grades, and if you haven't added a 31S to your collection, don't wait too long to put one in there, because you're gonna love these. 1925, a rather common date, but not a very common grade. This one was part of the Joshua and Allie Walsh collection. I'm going to probably take a stab at it and say that it was a prominent Lincoln Cent registry. When you have a registry, you're able to get provenances in your name put on these by the grading companies. So this one right here is a stunning Mid-State 67 Plus red by PCGS. Pretty deep sale here on this one at $6,469.88. One of the true favorites this week. I just love a really nice 1920s Lincoln set that's full red and looks and appears like it doesn't have a thing wrong with it. I need more of this in my life. 1914D. One of the most expensive coins, by date. Again, another low mintage key date right here. And one of the most widely altered or counterfeited dates as well. So I'm happy to see this nice original 63 red brown is what they gave it by NGC. I don't know about red brown. It probably looks red brown in hand. Me personally, I think it's more brown than it is red brown. But in any event, another great sale here, $3,774.38. And considering that is the price tag for a just 63 red brown example, if this was a full red or a 64 full red, that price tag doubles immediately. And that's what happens when we're dealing with key date type specimens and their viability in the marketplace. There's very little of a micro adjustment that needs to be made grade level wise that will blow this thing wide open. The 14D is one of those dates within the series. All right, and the final 1 cent denom, I'm happy to say, is going to be an Indian head cent. This time the first year of the Indian head cent, or the 1 cent coin with a first physical mint mark. This is the 1908S Indian head cent. Again, across all grade levels are very desired. Good news, you can pick up a nice finer VF example for right around $60, $65. They're somewhat affordable, but if you were going to add something that has some exclusivity to it, to your collection, either the 1908S or the 1909S are going to be your pieces. And there's a lot to love here. Again, you've heard me say that before. Very unique coin with the mint mark. You just, they only made them for 2 dates. And this is one of the longer series that spanned over 50 years, pretty close to 50 years. The series started in 1859. So there's a lot of different dates. If you're a completionist, you need all the dates. Obviously, you're going to need deeper pockets to, make that dream a reality. But this one right here, another great sale. There's very little to not like about this one. It's a 66 plus full red by NGC, and $4,713.75 was your final hammer. Okay, now we're on the nickels. The only lone Jefferson nickel this week. Again, the auctions were a little bit light, given that it's a Florida Fun Show week. 1938D, not your prototypical kind of like fancy grade here or date. This particular one ended up as a mid-state 68, and no full steps either. All right, so it's just a high graded piece. This one sold for $1,040.62. And now we got some good Buffalo nickels here. Always good to see, because Buffalo nickels have been one of the more tried and true staples in U.S. coin collecting, and even to this day, if you're going to say, if I'm going to branch out from Lincoln Cents or collecting something to that effect, one of the more common, popular type series, what series do people gravitate towards after that? And I tell people, well, it's a toss up between Indian head cents, Buffalo nickels, Mercury dimes, and probably Walking Liberty halves, to be honest, as far as like that, taking it to the next level. So we have this 36D here. Beautiful, nice toning too. It's toning that's not going to, make you gag or go sick. It's just a very light gold tone. This one was assigned in Mid-State 67 by PCGS, and it's the first coin of the day with a CAC green bean certification. This one ended up selling for $1,103.62. Again, based off of that price tag, this is far from the top grade. We also have a 35S. As you can tell, the differences in luster cannot be understated. We're talking about, just a year difference between one and the other. But 1935 in general lacked a lot of things. However, this one came out as a 67 plus through NGC, and it sold for $1,743.75. We also have a Standing Liberty quarter, just kind of like, just out in the middle. I think this one went in out of order, all right? But let's go ahead and talk about it, because it's a beauty. It parallels, some of those other popular obsolete coins like Buffalo nickels and Mercury dimes and things like that. Now, I know what the issue is here. This is a 29S Standing Liberty quarter. The next coin that was supposed to be here, and I put the wrong image up, was the 1929S Buffalo nickel. All right, so we'll talk about both while we're at it here. The Buffalo nickel was graded Mid-State 66 plus, CAC stickered as well, and it was toned. Very lightly toned too, nothing too crazy. So the Buffalo nickel sold for $1,940.62. The Standing Liberty quarter that you see here is a Mid-State 67 plus. Now keep in mind that with Standing Liberty quarters, they do grade them by strike designation, and that's why sometimes you see like FH at the end of the numerical grade. That stands for full head. So if it has a full head, it's got like the little ear hole and all that great stuff, then it's a very well struck piece. So this one right here, in a 67 plus, without the full head, still quite a pricey coin at $1,874.25. It's so close in value to the Buffalo nickel that was supposed to be here, by about $80-$90. So it's quite close. It's a close call. Now we're back to Buffaloes. How about 1921? Even though it's a Philadelphia struck coin, do not take this one lightly. It's still quite a tough grade. It's a tough date for the grade and a tough grade for the date. I like the ipso facto there for a second. How about Mid-State 66 plus by NGC? That's what we got here. And this one sold for $1,859.62. Okay, another great one for the day. And one that we don't cover too much, 1913S, Type 1 Buffalo Nickel. This is the first design iteration with our good old Buffalo buddy on the raised mound and on the flat mound, like we see on the later dates. This one right here, NGC gave and assigned a 67 plus. Toning is quite evident all throughout this coin. And let's see, this one sold for $3,724.88. The 1913 Buffalo Nickel is a very popular date, especially when you get outside the Philadelphia minted coins, because those specific examples, dates, and mint marks were all very, very widely collected at release. So a lot of these are out there, and this one is a testament to that. And a lot of them are out there that can be had at the highest grade level, because everybody hoarded them. All right, now we're jumping on some little dime action here. How about a 28D Mercury dime? All right, first and one. Out of two Mercury dimes that we have for the week. No Roosevelt to speak of. That's how quiet it was. How about this one here in a mid-state 67 plus? No full split bands, and that's okay. It's this one I know to be a very tough date by itself. CAC certified, and let's see, we got one that sold this week for $3,892.50. 1913 Barber. Yeah, we had some Barber material in here too. And the week is a little bit, kind of weak. The week is weak. I mean, it was. I'm not going to lie. It's show week, ladies and gentlemen. It's weak and it's slow when Barber coins make it on the list, okay? But we do have a really pretty dime here. An ex-Simpson piece. Simpson was a very big collector of all all type coins. This one is a 66 plus. It looks good. It's obviously a coin that has never seen a can of silver tarnish dip before in its life. This one sold for $1,086.75. There's a 61D Washington quarter. I mean, yeah, kind of an all-ball one here, but 61D and 62D and 67 grades and higher are very desired. Apparently, not too many of them are known due to just haphazard quality control on these particular dates. 67 by NGC, and this one sold for $1,130.62. We also have a 52D with a very obscure variety that we don't see too often. This one has the large D mint mark variety, so there are a couple different sizes of the mint mark you could identify on this coin. This one right here was assigned a grade of mid-state 65 by NGC this time. It's also referred to as the FS501. That's the official catalog number for this variety in the Cherry Picker's Guide. So this one sold for $1,028.11. That's not even the highest known example as far as grade. There have been a few of these that have been graded over the years. And we're back to our 1929S Standing Liberty quarter. Again, you guys know this one sold for $1,874. 1925 Standing Liberty quarter, the first year of the modified date design, where it's sitting on a recessed foundation right under Lady Liberty. So this one right here, nice grade too. I'm really liking the originality of this piece. It's kind of got some crusty elements to it. But in any event, this one got a 66 full head. So it has all the hair detail. It's got the little ear hole that's on there on Lady Liberty. This one sold for $3,207.38. Another Barber here, this time a 1909S, a little bit tougher date. Usually S-minted coins of the Barber series are quite scarce, lower mintage. They carry a much larger price tag, even in grades as low as good. So that's something redeeming you need to know, because you could very well find one of these in a scrap silver kind of tray coin shop. Maybe not to this level. This one's quite nice. But a lot of the other dates and grades, even lower graded specimens, still sell very well. So this one right here, the 66 grade by NGC, sold for $2,587.83. and 50 cents. And then our final coin of the week is going to be a 1964 candy half dollar. We have seen these before. It is nothing new. What is quite miraculous about this one is it's not a accented hair variety. You know, some people had said that, well, it needs accented hair attribution and the high grade for it to be worth a lot of money, and that's simply not true. This one right here came out as a Proof 69 Deep Cameo. The Deep Cameo is of importance on this coin, and that's what a lot of collectors want out of their Proof Candy half dollars, especially from 1964. They want deep cameo, frosty, very white surfaces on there. This one ended up selling for 2,205 doll hairs. Wow. Pretty good way to end things off here on this edition of the Monday Market Report. Again, information in this video is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Please collect and or grade your coins responsibly. And that's going to go ahead and wrap things up for the Monday Market Report data for the week. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I'm your host, Sean, as always, with Blue Ridge Silver Round. Love you guys. Have a great week. I'll see you with more coin news and tips from the collecting arena. I'll see you guys later. So long.